You are listening to RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network.
Up a ring and on to the mic. Golden locks, throwing shades on tight. I rule the airwaves, I own the night. Crank up the volume, feel the heat down. Turn up the dial, let me preach. Running this town with a steel cake smile. When the bell rings, I do it with style. I'm the Lord of Saturday night. One hair thunder, taking the mic. Bodies tell the truth, no fear, no fight. Bow down, cause I rule tonight. Saturday night, blonde hair from the taking the mic. Body said the truth, no fear, no fright. Bow down, cause I rule tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to RAWF After Hours live from Dublin, Ireland. Top of the evening to you all. Just a couple days before St. Patrick's Day, and of course one night before our big superstars here in Dublin. We'll get to all that in just a moment, but here is my co-host, the one and only.
Hola, muchachos!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome El Vacant. Hola, El Vacant.
Well, Sham, how's she cutting?
Huh?
Sorry, I've been hanging out with her family too much. It's Irish slang. Welsh slam is effectively a friendly hello, and how's she cutting is asking how you are.
Oh, okay. That's better. I'm fine. I'm wonderful. It's been a great couple of days thus far in Dublin, and we'll share all that in a little bit. But it's going to be a couple big days coming up as well. So excited for St. Patrick's Day coming up on Tuesday. Oh my goodness, it's going to be a happening, no doubt about it. But before we get to all of that, let's give everyone updates on everything going on around RAWF. 1 sec. So we shall start with GM and event reports around RAWF. Only thing to report from the tag team division is that the next round will start tomorrow. That's what I've got from Unstoppable. Next up, let's talk to the lovely Maeve O'Hare. Maeve, are you there?
Oh, I'm here, boss man. I'll be with you in a minute, English. How are you keeping? Welcome to Dublin.
It's been a great time. We're
Aaron Gobra. Did I say that right? I think I did.
Close enough.
Aaron, okay. Anyways, what do you have to report tonight, Maeve?
Besides the fact that we are in the most beautiful city in the world, I'm happy to announce that there has been a winner in the St. Bridget's tourney. Congratulations to Knox Boogie, who ended up defeating Kenny Boy Ken Costa to take home the grand prize. More Corker, I suggest that you remind him that you've fronted him money lots of times next time he asks you to borrow some.
All righty. Thank you, Maeve. And congratulations to Knox Boogie, this annual St. Bridget's Day tournament. A huge success as always. Great job on that, Maeve. And then I have my Hatfield and McCoy report here. Earlier this week, made those two tournaments, or actually, I believe we made them week before. And right now, as it stands, in the McCoy tournament, we are in the semifinals. The Paragon of Greatness facing off with Tigress, and Hot Shot Chaz facing off with Simply the Best. In the Hatfield tournament, we have we are in the quarterfinals in the Hatfield tournament. One match to go before the semifinals. Right now, the Immortal Griffith is facing off with Blake Bradley to see who moves on to the semifinals. The winner of that match will face Menzino. In the other half of the bracket, it is Chris Cage, the reigning Chris Cage, not the reigning but Chris Cage versus Extreme Enigma. So a really good field thus far for Hatfield and McCoy. Looking forward to seeing how that turns out. Let's take a look at some of the other events going on right now. We have, let me check on the Powerball Contendership Tournament for Razor, who is not here again this evening. Uber Vegan TPO taking on Jonathan Mayhem. In one semifinal. In the other semifinal, it's Honey Thunder Apples taking on Blake Effin Bradley. Winner of this tournament moves on to face Nightcrawler for the Powerball Championship at Immortal. Now, let me see if I can find. Let's see here. All right. Let's. Nope. All right, our Soul of the Month is in the quarterfinals. Only one match left to see who moves on to the semifinals. Between Paragon of Greatness and the unsettled Chris Cage. The winner of that match will face Blake Bradley in the semifinals. And in the other semifinal match, it is Strangleheart versus Undertaker. So that is your Our Soul of the Month. Let's take a look. See here. And Arcana Clash. Let's take a look at that. Arcana Clash, the world was just 1 minute ago by Destroyer. So congratulations to Destroyer. The universe, Arcana Clash, is in the final match between DW and Seabell. And I believe so one of those two will face Destroyer to see who will move on to face. Well, if Sai wins, I think she gets to choose. But if DW beats her, then it's DW versus Destroyer, the winner to face Seabell for the Arcana Clash Championship. Now, one last thing to check on. Here it is. Biatch of the Month. Nope. Oh, Extra Points Tournament. That's a good one. The Extra Points Tournament is in the semifinals. Chris Cage taking on Seabell in one semifinal. Tigers taking on the Paragon of Greatness in the other. And then Biatch of the Month is in the quarterfinals. Right now, you have Miss Beautifatal, the reigning estrogen champion, taking on Destroyer. Maeve O'Hare taking on Seabell. Extreme Enigma taking on Wildfire. And Just Angel Bitch taking on Sassy Applebee's. So there are your tournament reports, ladies and gentlemen. Next up is let's talk about Superstars live tomorrow here in Dublin. And it's going to be a happening, ladies and gentlemen. Your main event tomorrow night for the Superstars Championship will be Papa Shaker taking on the taking on Davila, the redneck woman, in the main event of the Superstars Championship. And of course, on the undercard tomorrow, guess who we have to turn to, El Vacant?
Hmm.
Take a little, take a wide, take a
Like to
shot in the
talk
dark.
about the undercard?
What's that?
What you mean to talk about the undercard?
No, who do we have to go to find out what the undercard
Oh,
is?
all right. Well, that's obvious. That's my buddy.
Hey, boss man. Hey, El Vacant. Oh my goodness, I may be a little hungover tonight. I might be, just might be. I kind of went. I kind of hit some of the pubs out here. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't try to keep up with the locals, did you?
Well, maybe,
Mistake.
could be.
When the Mexican tells you that's a mistake, that's a mistake.
All right. Well, that's all right. I won't make the same mistake twice. At least not 2 nights in a row. Maybe Tuesday. At any rate. All right, so this is your undercard for tomorrow's Superstars live from Dublin, Ireland. Hobo Ezekiel will take on Mark Caliber in the challenge match. That will be tomorrow here. Mabel Head to take on that Olivia McInnes chick. The one I think she's Scottish, so that's gonna be something right there. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Hot Cheese will take on Natalia Nitro. Wildfire to take on Black Lilith. Aaron McFadden takes on Blake F. and Bradley. Greek God Jim Steele takes on Basic Jan. Sisulu takes on Spectacular. Money Sue takes on Miss Beautifatal. Mancunian Maniac takes on the Hotshot Chaz. Uber Vegan TPO takes on Joey A. The Immortal Griffith takes on the Stormtrooper of Death. Ken Costa takes on Flynn Savage. DVT takes on Killer Neptune. Deez takes on Psy. Big Papa takes on Tad Beaglewolf Dennis. The Crippler takes on Rick Nelson. Johnny Mayhem takes on Simply the Best. Diesel Warrior takes on Evan Deadly. Destroyer takes on Extreme Enigma. Crazy Mama takes on Magnificent Michael. Undertaker to take on the Redneck Avengers. Sassy Applebee's takes on Kayla the Governess. Eva takes on Nightcrawler. Big F and Hitman takes on Sophia McFadden. Paragon of Greatness goes one-on-one with Kicker. Dr. Kent takes on Andy Price. Dark Warrior takes on The Razor. Knox Boogie to take on Des Bryant. Lose on Warrior Queen Falcon takes on Crazy Serb. The Minion takes on Sean Hitman Hurd. Marquis Desaad takes on It's Angel Bitch. The Cougar takes on Strangleheart. Tigress takes on Boney. Chris Cage takes on Soul Reaper. Mystic Maniac takes on Toxic Megatron Avenger. Roger the Pirate to take on Cara DeVille. Kitty Kabam takes on The Moose. Bruiser Omega takes on Billy Gunn. Psycho Girl to take on the Honey Thunder Apples. Agent of Hate takes on Alley Knight. And Seabell takes on Ciro El Napolitano. That is your undercard for tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen.
For the record,
All right.
that was the best you've ever said his name. Good for you.
Hey, you know what? Maybe it's not a bad thing that I drank then, huh? You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying.
Yeah. All right. Well, boss, maybe you don't need me or anything else. I may have another pub. I heard there's another pub downtown that I wanted to check out. Did you not hear anything that El Vacant said? Sure, I did.
Oh, he hears me. He just doesn't listen to me. That's not the same thing.
All right. Well, thank you, Randy. You are dismissed, and we will see you again very soon. By the way, folks, I'll try to remember to say it again later in the program, but I'll say it now while I have it on the brain. There will be no after hours program next week. We're gonna try. We're gonna take a week to probably have to recover from St. Patrick's Day and get back. So we're going to take the week off, and we'll see you guys in Berlin in a couple of weeks once we're done here tonight.
Randy, before you get too far, text me. Tell me where you're going after the show. I'll meet you there. Cool.
All right. And anywho, so that is your report here on Superstars, live tomorrow right here in Dublin. Lord, chat is hopping tonight. I appreciate that, folks. Appreciate that very much. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we are just 3 weeks away from. As soon as it plays, there we go. Immortal 12 live from Las Vegas, Nevada. Just 3 weeks away, and it's going to be a happening, Al Vacant. Immortal 12 Casino Royale, Allegiant Stadium in my home away from home, Las Vegas, Nevada. And what kind of preparations are you doing for Immortal 12?
Well, actually, we were working on the menu to see if we needed any event specific items or anything like that. Any kind of specials. You know, how we try to work on for this. We always try to work on having a special thing for the special events.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a big weekend in Las Vegas. There's no doubt about it. We will be rocking that city.
We're thinking
And
about roulette empanadas to go with the whole casino thing.
mm-hmm.
So that way,
Ooh, I like that.
You don't know what's going to be in the empanada. It's going to be one of these X things, but you don't know what you'll get until you roll.
Nice.
I eat it.
Nice. Very nice. All right, we'll get to the card in just a minute but first, ladies and gentlemen, of course, the two big things that always come out of Immortal. Number one is the 12th annual Xanther Memorial Tournament and donations. Oh, for crying out! I'll try that again. There we go. Take two. All right. So, at any rate, what comes out of that? Always the Xanther the Platinum Dragon Memorial Tournament. We have finished taking donations, and the final total is in. So, as of right now, over 210 million coins have been donated, 7,000 wrestler bucks, an entrance video, and a title belt art. So, that is where we stand. That is where we finish off with the donations this year. I'm looking to get the tournament started, get the tournament made, and get invites started hopefully tomorrow. If not tomorrow, sometime this week. So keep an eye out. We will get that. The Xanther will get started for signups so that we have plenty of time to get everybody in before April 6th. But right now, it looks like 210 million coins, 7,000 wrestler bucks, entrance video, and a title belt. Not a bad haul. Once again, thank you to everyone who donated this year to the Xanther tournament. Again, I say it every year, but it always surprises me how much people are willing to donate. So thank you, everybody who jumped in on that this year. As I said, sometime this week we will have that tournament starting for signups. And then, of course, El Vacant, as you know, the RAWF Hall of Fame announcements also happen at Immortal. And if you folks haven't seen the suggestion scene or haven't joined it or have put your 2 cents worth in, you still have plenty of time to do so. But I can tell you I don't know. I can tell you there has been no official meeting of the Hall of Fame committee as of this moment. So right now they're all watching and reading and getting them. Make sure you get your opinions known in there if you haven't already. Yeah. What about you, LV? It's that was the weirdest sneeze I've ever heard.
Sorry, I choked on a burrito.
Yeah, yeah, sure you did. All right. At any rate, uh, so yeah, that's coming up, and of course, the Hall of Fame ceremonies come up at Rativersary in May, and that I'm looking very much forward to. This is my favorite time of year, making those announcements and then inducting people at Rativersary are two of my favorite things to do.
It's the most wrestling time of the
Time of the
year.
year, absolutely. All right, so with that being said, let's take a look now at the official card for Immortal. Starting off with, I believe it's. Hopefully, it says what I think it says at this point. Sometimes this thing lags when I try to do it. So let me go.
Are you trying to show Ken Costa and Paragon?
Yes.
Then you are.
There we go. Ken Costa and Paragon of Greatness will face off in a steel cage match. This is Ken Costa's. I think we know exactly what's going on here. We heard what Ken had to say last week. We heard what Paragon. What are your thoughts on this steel cage match? By the way, FYI, I did to make one update. Extreme Enigma retained the multimedia championship last week. Ken Costa was unable to wrest that title, so Ken Costa goes into Immortal against the Paragon of Greatness. Your thoughts on Ken Costa versus Paragon?
I think that is an uphill battle for Ken. And I think he needs to have all the faith in the world in himself, because if he doubts himself even a little bit, the champ is going to detect that and you can use it to his advantage. I'm not saying he can't win. I'm just saying, like I said, it is an uphill battle.
I agree, but at the same time, we don't. I can't say that I don't give him any chance, but Paragon is practically undefeated as far as non-title matches at Immortal. I mean, so
how many non-title matches has he had at Immortals?
Well, I mean,
he's in the main event and he's busy.
Yeah, very true. But he also usually has a match like with Aaron McFadden last year. Year before that, Chris Cage. Year before that, Claymore. So yeah,
that's true. He does like to settle unfinished business at Immortal too.
Yes, he does. And so far, so far he's practically undefeated as far as that goes. But we'll get to that. We'll get back to that in a little bit. All right. Hopefully you're seeing a different match. Yes, Buried Alive match between Soul Reaper and Bruiser Omega, or the Cerebral Maniac, as his nameplate says. We've heard from Soul Reaper for several weeks now on how he feels about this situation. What are your thoughts? Just a couple weeks away.
First, I'm only just sort of realizing just how many people we have in this company that wear face paint. And second, again, I don't really know the Cerebral Maniac well enough to really have an opinion on this match. And I really should do a little more homework, probably, if I'm going to be a color commentator for RAWF, just little things. But that being said, I think Soul Reaper is going into this match taking it seriously, and he seems to be doing a little better these days when he in these challenges. So right now, I'm leaning towards Reaper.
Yeah, me too. I do think I think Reaper does have the advantage here, but it should be an interesting match. Who gets buried alive at Immortal? We find out in 3 short weeks. Next up, should be showing us a different graphic. There we go. Multimedia Championship. The Extreme Enigma will defend against the true badass Billy Gunn. Enigma, fresh off a successful title defense over Ken Costa. We gave Enigma quite a lot of hell for even defending the title before Immortal, but he He made it work, and still the champion. Will he still be the champion when Immortal's all said and done?
Well, I mean, unless I'm mistaken, he's got another challenge already lined up, doesn't he?
We'll see about that.
Okay. 2, actually.
But let's talk about this match if and when it happens
Well,
at
sure.
Immortal.
But assuming we get to, this is still the case. This is a match. You know I'm a fan of Billy's. I really like their work ethic. I was really happy when they see they had gotten a belt. They ran into the wrong wall at the wrong time. But other than that, I think Billy's definitely up and coming in the RAWF. And I said that about Enigma for a long time, and now they're multimedia champion. I think this is going to be actually, if assuming this is the match we get at Immortal, I think it's going to be a hell of a match. We've got two people kind of in the same part of their career. Billy's just maybe 2 steps behind Enigma on like where they're at, and I think they're both, even though they've both now had their titles and I think they're both still really hungry to prove some things, and I think we're going to see a hell of a match. As for who I think will win, right now in this moment, I think I got to go with Enigma.
I don't disagree. There. Although, to be fair, this is 2 people that notoriously have bad luck at pay-per-view. So
yeah, that's true. I think it's going to be who slips on more banana peels.
Yeah. So we will see. This one should be a great one for the Multimedia Championship. Let's move on to. Has it changed for you?
See.
All right, Triple Crown Championship. It will be Seabell defending against Eva and Redneck Avenger. Your thoughts?
First, I think Redneck needs to put a shirt on. He's going to put somebody's eyes out with those gun pecs.
But besides,
but jokes aside, this is a tough one, actually. I think any of these 3 could walk away with this belt. I really do. They're all extremely talented. They're all, from what I can tell, pretty motivated. And you've got 3 very different wrestling styles coming into the ring all at the same time. And frankly, I don't know that I can pick a winner. I don't know.
It is going to be a tough one. I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. I don't know who to call here either.
Honestly, because of the nature of the map, because it is so tight in my head, I'm going to say Sai simply because she has champion's advantage. And in this match, of all matches, it matters more.
I mean, you do have a point. You do have a huge point there. But I mean, talent-wise, this is even Steven all across the board. The slight advantage does have to go to Seibel, no doubt about it. All right, next up. Can you see? There we go. This is the one I've been waiting for right here. The God Slayers. What's that?
What is this? Love Hurts?
Wait a minute. I don't know about all that, but the God Slayers square off for the Fubar City Championship. Well, El Vacant, what do you think?
I am hard pressed to ever pick against Maeve, but Griffith in a Fubar City match. We saw what he did to win it. We saw what he did to hold it. And I think Maeve would be the first person to tell you that he will not go easy on her just because of their relationship. That he is going to do everything in his power to hold that title, regardless of who the opponent is. I do not like Maeve's chances here, and that is coming from someone who 100% believed in her as the Fubar champion, who 100% would love to see her get that belt back. I think this is the wrong champion at the wrong time.
For me, this could be the match of Immortal 12, and you know,
I mean, nobody knows him better than her.
yeah.
I mean,
And it's not like she's
I
no
think she knows
stranger,
how he fights better than Paragon, and that's saying
and
something.
and she's no stranger to that Fubar City Championship
She's
herself.
not.
So, and if there was any other opponent standing on that graphic next to Griffith, I would certainly be giving Griffith the overwhelming advantage here. But I think Maeve could pull this off. I really
It's
do.
funny you say that because the inverse of that is also true. If anyone else was pictured there instead of Griffith, I'd be saying the same thing, that Maeve's going to just walk away with this.
Exactly. That's why this one is going to be one of is going to possibly be the match of the night at Immortal. We find out in 3 short weeks. Next up, Midnight Hobo Championship, Nightcrawler defending against the Moist Maker herself, Destroyer. Your
I'm sorry,
thoughts?
the what?
The Moist Maker.
Nope, never mind. Continue.
You've never heard?
Go.
At any rate, your thoughts?
My thoughts. That is a disturbing nickname. That is my thoughts.
That's okay. You've never heard her called that?
No, I have not.
Okay. Well, at any rate, Destroyer, Nightcrawler, Midnight Hobo Championship. Your thoughts?
I think I said this last week when we knew about this match out of the gate. I would have a hard time picking against Destroyer these days. Right about now, I think Destroyer's on a roll. And now she's got her bestest buddy, a Moose, backing her up. I mean, how do you fight Destroyer and a Moose? I mean, come on.
I mean, you're not wrong. But I could see. I definitely can see D walking away with the Midnight Hobo Championship. However, will not be shocked if Nightcrawler pulls off the
Well,
victory.
and frankly, I wanted to win it because she'll actually drink this stuff. Nobody else will.
This is true. This is true. Although I'm not sure, but I'm sure. I bet you anything Nightcrawler's imbibed.
He seems smarter than that. I think Nightcrawler, being who he is more likely to give it to other people. At like a soup kitchen.
Yeah.
Because he would think it's funny. And he's not wrong. It would be goddamn hilarious.
I give Destroyer the slight edge here. We will see. 3 weeks to go, ladies and gentlemen. Next up. It is the national championship. This one's going to be a good one. Simply the best.
Be good. That's a tough call.
Knox Boogie, who is, former world champion, former a lot of things here, Hall of Fame, 2-time Hall of Famer himself. This one's gonna be good. Who do you like here?
So if you had asked me this last month, I'd have said this is simply the best all day long. Knox Boogie has been, I hate to say it, but irrelevant for a long time, kind of phoning it in. But this month, not so much. Like, he's kind of been showing people the guy we all kind of loved when he was running for world champion, when he was, kind of ruling the roost. He just won one of the tournaments, didn't you mention earlier today?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, clearly he's on the ball. And simply the best, hasn't been having the greatest of luck at pay-per-views. I think I'm going with Knox on this one.
I'm going to lean toward STB just because I think he's going to be motivated by the elevated society. Not that Knox doesn't have motivation with the opaque brotherhood. I have a feeling they don't want to lose that national championship and will do anything to keep their hands
I
on
mean,
it.
of course they don't want to lose the championship, but I am going to point out that he's had title matches. He's had important matches against two other members of the Brotherhood, and those didn't go very well for him.
You're not wrong. We shall see. We shall see. It should be another terrific matchup. Next up, the Platinum Dragon Championship match.
Ooh.
Indeed.
You
Whoops.
skipped. Go back.
We go back. We
There
go
you go.
back. All right, Platinum Dragon Championship. It will be Killer Neptune defending against DW Diesel Warrior.
I thought
Two
that was just a
more
Blonde Tana. I mean, I'm not complaining. It's a good cosplay. Go her.
Yeah,
I mean,
but this is Killer's night. This is Killer's night to walk. I mean, let's face it. If he wins this match and the one we're going to talk about in a few minutes, this could be his greatest night of his already truly decorated Hall of Fame career. So first of all, how do you think he fares against DW?
I am torn, and here's why. So, I've been a huge supporter of Killa for a while now, and I think he is one of the best representatives of the Platinum Dragon title we've had in a very, very long time. I pulled for him to keep it. I've pulled for him to get it back. I really hope he wins this. That being said, DW has been week after week, month after month, clawing her way back to the top of RAWF, constantly getting herself higher and higher in the rankings and never quite getting the shot that she feels she deserved. And now she's got a shot at the second largest title in this company. And I don't think she's had a shot at this belt in a very long time. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's been quite some time.
As far as I can tell, yeah. As far as I can remember.
I mean, I'm not actually sure she's ever had a shot at this title, but if so, it's been a long time. I think she is 100% hungry. She has something to prove to everyone else, maybe not to herself because she's pretty self-confident, but to everyone else. And I think she's going to come into this match 100% all business. And when she is like that, she is a very fierce competitor. This is going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight with probably some actually very incredible high spots, right? They're both pretty well known for that. My heart says Killer retains. My brain says only if he is on top of his game.
All right, that one's also a tough call. These matchups at Immortal are going to be insane. It's just, and it doesn't end there. There are main event as well. Also, going to be a barn burner, ladies and gentlemen. Brother versus brother for the first time in the main event at Immortal. Paragon of Greatness, Killer Neptune. These two have fought many times for championships here in RAWF over the years, but never for the World Heavyweight Championship and never in the main event of Immortal. What are your initial thoughts on brother versus brother? Who is going to walk away the World Heavyweight Champion?
Well, again, everything I just said about Killa is still true, right? Like, huge fan, big supporter. You know what I'm also a big fan of and a big supporter of? History. And history says that when these two face for a title, big brother whoops little brother's ass. And I don't see that changing. So, and on top of it all, Killa is going to have gone through a knockdown drag-out fight with DW literally minutes before he has to get in the ring with his brother. I don't see this going well for him.
You know, I can't disagree with anything you just said.
And yet,
I have this feeling that this is Killa's time. I have a feeling that this is when he finally gets that title. It's the one thing that has eluded him. It's one of the few things that have eluded him in his RAW career. He's the only member of the Opaque Brotherhood to not be a world heavyweight champion here in RAWF. And I'm sure that has been motivating him to this moment. Could it be a destiny moment for Killa Neptune? I'm thinking it could very well be.
well, I have a question for you. Do you think he is so motivated to get this title away from his brother that he will put less effort into keeping the other belt so that he has the energy for this fight? I don't, being the kind of guy he seems to be, I don't think he will do that. But it might be the smart play.
Could be. And you know, as far as the Platinum Dragon Championship goes, he knows how important that is to RAWF as a whole. It's the heart and soul of RAWF. We know this.
See,
but he has also held that title more times than anybody else. He's got practically nothing left to prove with that. We know he has heart and soul for RAWF. This is something he has been striving for a long, long time. So we see. We shall see. I think he could do it. But we won't find out for 3 more weeks. Immortal 12, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be a happening 3 weeks from tomorrow night, live from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. All right, so we'll get to all that. Well, we now turn back to the fact that we are in Dublin, Ireland, just 2 nights before St. Patrick's Day, and I'm already excited. I didn't partake as heavy as Randy. Sounds like Randy did last night, but I'm already been having a good time. But we have a special welcome to Dublin from a very special person, a very special company. Let's take a listen.
Good evening to all the fine folks of RAWF, and on behalf of Hibernian Pro Wrestling, welcome to Dublin. I'm Coach Paul Gower, owner, operator and head trainer of Hibernian Pro, Dublin's longest running independent wrestling company. Whilst we're currently in the midst of our Lenten midwinter holiday, I'd like to extend the invitation to each and every one of you to come back to Ireland for our grand spring return, scheduled for 26 April, live from Whelan's on Wexford. Doors open at 1800 hours with bell time 1900. All our top talent, including Leah Doyle, Shane Malone, Aidan Donnelly, and HPW heavyweight champ Shannon Byrne, will be in action alongside RAWF Hall of Famer Maeve O'Hare, veteran of Hibernian Pro. If you can't make it across to watch the action in person, you're welcome to catch our audio broadcast on RTE, Radio Nagaltakta, which is accessible worldwide through their webpage, or catch the recording on our social media. You can find us on Instagram and Blue Sky under @HibernianPro.
A special welcome to Dublin from Hibernian Pro Wrestling, and of course, I'm sure you recognize the man who was speaking there, Elvikin, as the father of the lovely Maeve O'Hare.
Da. We call him Da.
Da. Yes, Maeve's Da. So let's bring on the lovely lady herself, the hometown girl here. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
In the town where the shadows breathe, there's a name you won't ever speak. Molly Malone, she walked alone, her footsteps echo cold as stone. They said she cursed the midnight air with a heart too broken to repair. A wrong soul left in the dust, now they whisper that's what she gets for trust. She was the ghost they couldn't save, a restless heart, a silent grave. Every word was a fleeting dream, every prayer a twisted scream.
Ladies and gentlemen, Maeve O'Hare is here. Good evening, Maeve.
Good evening, Bossman. Good evening, Vacant.
Oh, hi.
So how are you doing here? How's things? How's your weekend gone so far?
I am doing just wonderful. I'm always so glad to be home. I flew out as soon as we finished the midweek matches. I got a couple of days with my family before everyone else showed up. It's been absolutely wonderful. How are you liking Dublin, Bossman?
You know I love this town. You know I love this country. It has been terrific thus far, and but spending time with your ma, and your da, it's been great. It's been terrific, and I can't wait till Tuesday. I have a feeling we are
Yeah,
definitely going
boss,
to
Bossman. I'm gonna stop you there. You keep mentioning Tuesday.
Tuesday, Monday.
I was gonna say
Yeah, it's Monday.
you realize Saint Porg's Day is Monday.
Monday. I say saying Tuesday. Yes, you're right.
Tuesday's the getting over Monday, and I don't think you're gonna enjoy that near so much.
Yeah, you're probably right. But
Yeah.
I think I'm going to need more than just Tuesday to recover. That's why we're taking next week off. But but with that being said, Maeve, let's talk a little business here. First of all, taking on the newcomer Olivia McInnes tomorrow, and I believe she's from that country up north, right?
Up north
Or,
of what?
okay, where's Scotland? Isn't Scotland north of here, or over? It's over in the other.
It's over on the other island.
It's over on
It's
the other island,
it's
but
north of England.
that, that's right. Okay, so at any rate,
Do they
uh,
not teach geography in
No,
American schools?
they really don't.
No. Scotland is over there. It's above England. I've faced Olivia in the Indies. We've had some good matches. I see that she's calling herself the Queen of Scots, like every other Scottish lass I've ever met who's in this business. And I don't care much for queens and kings and royalty and such, but I'll try not to hold that against her too much. I'm going to give her a warm Irish welcome. She is my Celtic sister, and I'm excited for this match.
yeah, in your hometown, of course, it's going to be a pretty good battle. Yeah, I want to see what she's made of for certain. She
Flesh.
definitely. What?
Flesh. She's made of flesh.
What is she, like a haggis?
I thought you were calling me fresh. I'm like, that's not what I meant by see what she made of. I meant in the ring. And, at any rate, so yeah, I want to see what she's all about, and I figured, and it's a great draw for you tomorrow here in your hometown of Dublin. Looking forward to that. But let's talk now about Immortal 12 and the
Saints
happenings.
preserve us.
Right. But,
Well, you're getting your wish. Are you happy, boss man? You've only been needling about this for the last 4 years. Are you pleased?
I mean, look, yes, I am. Not because anybody's going to get hurt, not because anybody's going to get beaten up, but because this is a great matchup for the biggest pay-per-view of the year. an incredible matchup for a title that you know well, a title that English knows well, and I've been looking forward to it. I
I
won't
know
lie.
you have, because you've been needling me about it for the past 4 years.
Well, to be fair,
To be fair,
if it was for the world championship, I'd like it even better.
I'd quit. I went through facing the threshing machine 3 times in 4 months for that belt. If you put me up against English at Immortal for the world title, I would stay here and go back to Hibernian Pro.
Now, first of all, that was many years ago. That was when you
don't
were.
remind me.
That was when you still. That was when you were still a rookie. All right.
I were much younger than I am now.
Yes, you are much more seasoned now than you were then.
That is a really nice way to say older. That is wow.
I mean, he's not wrong though. People
but it's okay because you know what happens when things get seasoned? They get tastier. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm not touching that one.
No.
That's up
but
there
at any rate, Maeve. At any rate, so knowing that what we're talking about, it's been several years, and this is not the threshing machine.
This is not the threshing machine.
This is not Mithras. This is the Immortal
someone
Griffin.
who knows me better than the threshing machine has ever known me.
This is true, but on the same point,
someone to whom I owe a great deal of my success in this industry. Someone who was very generous with his time and attention and took me under his wing when I was as green as me eyes, as he so flatteringly put it in my Hall of Fame induction. I like to think that I've learned a lot since then. But unfortunately, he's been there every step of the way watching me learn it, so it's not like I've had time to figure out something new that he hadn't seen yet. Although, have you ever thought about just how hard it is to figure out something new that either he or McCorker ain't seen at this point?
Well, I didn't say it wouldn't be a challenge. I didn't say you were going to walk it.
Challenge is a generous term for it.
I didn't say it was going to be easy.
I don't know if I think you're capable of blushing English. I've never once seen you do it. But that's what happens when you're such a vain creature.
But when you think about it, though,
if you really think about it,
the biggest pay-per-view of them all, probably the person you know the best of any opponent you've ever faced, for a title where there are no rules. It's not like I think you've got a shot here. I honestly do.
I mean, in the fact that I'm in this match and therefore ostensibly there is a chance I could win it. Yeah.
I mean, you literally could I'm not suggesting this, so please don't do it. But you literally could steal one of the taco trucks and run him over 6 or 7 times and then pin him.
You do realize I still have to work with this man after this match.
I mean, he might think it's funny.
He might, but
he might not.
I also think that he's going to think it's painful.
Well,
what's a little pain to a wrestler? We're used to that.
This is a man who died in the ring at one point.
Well, I'm certainly not going to go to that, and especially not knowing how you get there. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt, no thank you.
And I will point out, do you remember what happened when he stood up in that match?
I don't think he does, but I'm sure he's seen the footage.
Oh, good point. Yeah, good point.
Oi yourself. No, I'm looking forward to the match, as much grief as I'm giving you about it, because it's Immortal and it's a title match. And it's someone that I always enjoy working with. Even though I know he's going to be awful mean. Thankfully, it's early enough that it's not going to be like 800 degrees out on the streets of Vegas. You know, if this were tropical aggression, I'd be much more miffed about that. No, I'm looking forward to it. Because what better test of how far I've come in this industry than facing off against the Immortal Griffith at his pay-per-view for a title? Now, that being said, if he wants to, be awful sweet and remember that I'm his favorite, now would be the time.
Well, no. Yeah, we shall see.
I'm not holding my breath on that one.
Look, Maeve, you always knew that someday this was going to happen. You were going to have
because you kept reminding me.
Yeah, and it's finally come to fruition. Now's the time, and now's your time.
And he's giddy like a schoolgirl about it.
Oh dear.
I never said that.
No, you just behaved that.
If and it's all the same to you folks, I might just stay in here for a bit longer while you continue on your interviews. It suddenly don't look none too healthy out in the green room.
Oh goodness, Chaz. That's Chaz. That's Hotshot Chaz, isn't it? Holy cow.
Yeah, he and I didn't part on the best of terms last time I saw him, and he's not looking in none too good shape. I think the answer to that question is yes, Sibel. Well, were there anything else you had on your mind, boss man, or are you vacant?
Well, I got to ask. You had a whole thing about when you were food bar champion. You had a special outfit for all your food bar matches. Are you going to maintain that in challenging, or do we have to wait for you to win it to start that up again?
Oh, it's Immortal. Of course, I'm going to have something special.
All right, you're gonna share, or we gotta wait to find out?
I will let you guess, and when I see you in a couple of weeks for the next show, I'll let you know if you've guessed correctly.
All right, I'd think about it.
All right, Maeve, you're welcome to stick around if you'd want. Like, if you don't want to go out in the green room, I understand. But
we're in Dublin, Chaz. How did you get here and not know that?
I'm gonna go with Anarchy Jet.
I reckon so. I'm gonna give you good night, fellas. Make sure you come around for Sunday supper tomorrow evening. My mom's waiting on you.
All right, looking forward to it. I'll be there. All right. At anywho, yeah, I don't. Poor Chaz. I knew I'd heard he'd taken the loss to Maeve not too well, but this is a little much. All right, we're gonna take a quick song break, ladies and gentlemen. When we return, we will be speaking with the World Heavyweight Champion, the Paragon of Greatness. We'll be speaking with the Immortal Griffith, and who knows who else when we return. This is RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network.
The lights up, the stakes are high. Welcome to the game where legends die. No second chances, no rewinds. Roll the dice or fall behind. The cards are dealt, the table set. Bet it all, no regrets. You play for glory, fight for fame. One wrong move, lose the game. Welcome to Casino Royale. to Casino Royale, where the bold take the crown or lose it all. Face your fate, heed the call. Tonight the house will watch you fall. Ain't no luck, just do or die. Vegas lights, bodies collide. Who's the last one left alive? Stepping up the ring and onto the mic. Folding locks, throwing chains on tight. I rule the airwaves, I own the night. Crank up the volume, feel the heat down. Turn up the dial, let me preach. Running this town with a steel cage smile. When the bell rings, I do it with style. I'm the Lord of Saturday night. One hand thunder, taking the mic. Bodies tell the truth, no fear, no fight. Bow down, cause I rule tonight. Taking the mic, bodies let the truth, no fear, no fright. Bow down, cause I rule tonight. From downward walls to downward chords, I bring the sound. Hate a soul in the city, gonna take my crown. Turnbuckle legend, radio king. Smack talks deadly when I let it ring. Long blonde hair, fist held high. Food bar sitting, my brow won't die. Running this town with a steel cage smile. When the bell rings, I do it with style. No fear, no fight, bow down, cause I rule tonight. You step into my city, you step into my ring, you step into my show, you hear my voice say 1, 2, 3, your time is gone. Football city's mine, now let's get it on. I'm the Lord of Saturday night. Crowd goes wild, they know I'm right. Turn it up, feel the fight, bow down, cause I rule tonight.
Alright, we're back here on RAWF After Hours live from Dublin, Ireland, just a couple days away from St. Patrick's Day. El Vacant, how you doing now?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm still a little worried about what's going on in the green room, but hey, apparently the moist maker has arrived. Apparently she's stepping in.
There you go. See? Well, hopefully that works out for us. All right, time to bring on, ladies and gentlemen, the reigning Fubar City and men's champion. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
Yoo-hoo! I'll make you famous.
The shadow of the moonlight, a figure stands alone, a warrior born. Through the ages, through the pain, his name etched in blood, forever torn. The Lion of London, he roars in the night. No mercy, no weakness, no end in sight. The inevitable rise, the tempest unleash. Who shall fall when the Kraken's released? Through fire and blood, his hands are stained. He stands alone, with none to restrain. Unstoppable force, a wrath untamed. No kingdom or god can withstand his name. Greatness are beyond the immortal one. Eternal champion, his war's never done. Hunter of monsters, a faction of one. In a world that's broken, he stands with none. The tempest rages, his head held high. An immortal legend. legend that will never die. Through centuries of violence, his name never fades. He fights through the ages, his will never sways.
I am immortal.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is indeed the immortal Griffith. Griffith, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Lord Amadeus.
3 weeks away, ladies and gentlemen. 3 weeks away, Griff, from your pay-per-view. I'll just go ahead and say it to make you happy. Your pay-per-view,
Yeah,
Immortal
yeah.
12, coming up live in Las Vegas. We know one opponent right now. And that is, of course, Maeve challenging you for the Fubar City Championship. You heard what she had to say earlier. How are you feeling about that matchup?
Well, first, I'm going to say that I agree with something you said earlier, that it is no offense to anyone else, but it will be the match of the night. I mean, the Immortal One himself in the ring, defending a title at his own pay-per-view against his own partner. It doesn't get better than that. That is box office right there. I also have to agree with something that both of you said earlier. If that were anyone else on that poster with me, it would be a foregone conclusion. But I also agree about the inverse, that if it was anyone else but me on that poster, your answer would be "and new." And that makes for a hell of a match, don't you think?
Agreed. I cannot disagree with that at all. As you know, I am excited about this matchup. And
Well, yes, you've been trying to get us to face each other for a title for, I don't know, 2.5 seconds after it became obvious she was like being taught by me.
Okay,
you're
fair
twisted
enough.
like that. We love you for it, but you're twisted like that.
Hey, what can I say? It's something that has been when you want. If you have two top stars in a wrestling company going at it, and you know that they're the absolute best, don't you eventually want to see them match up in the biggest pay-per-view of the year?
I mean, sure, and you absolutely know what you being able to go out into the world and saying the God Slayers are facing each other will do for your bottom line in your box office. Like, you're not fooling me on this. I mean, sure, you want good competition, but you also want the payday. You know you want the payday, and you know this is a payday. As it should be.
I can't argue.
So, look, am I going to sit here and, berate Maeve about how she doesn't stand a chance and how I'm going to do horrible things to her and how I'm going to do, the things I would say to anybody else? No, one, because she knows. She knows who I am. She knows me better than anyone in this company. She knows exactly what she's in for. And I know what I'm in for. And she did say something that, earlier that I want to add to, I guess. She pointed out that, I am one of the primary people who trained her. I know everything she does because I helped her learn how to do it. But here's the thing. While I may have taught her everything she knows, I did not teach her everything I know. Because, frankly, no mortal has enough time to learn everything I know.
That is a good point.
I am not done, sir.
Sorry.
And come Immortal, she is going to learn something she mostly understands, but I don't know if she fully comprehends. That I am very possessive of my things. And I don't care who it is that comes to try to take them. You try to take what belongs to me, and you get added to the long list of those that came before you making the same grave mistake. Maeve, we will show up to that arena as close as we've ever been. We will leave that arena as close as we've ever been. But the moment they say fight, you are not the other member of the Godslayers. You are not Maeve O'Hare. You are not my protege. You are not my friend. You are not whatever the smart mics like to say you are to me. What you are is the person in my way. And while you revel in watching me remove things from my way, you also know what it means to be the thing in my way. So up until that man says fight, everything will be as it's always been. And I don't need to expound on what happens after.
All right. Well, that's fair. But my question to you would be, what if she's learned more than you know she has?
That would be interesting. It's rare that I'm surprised.
But if anybody could surprise you, she'd be more than capable of it.
Possibly. I think, as you both pointed out, she knows me better than anyone here. But the problem is the same is true the other way. I know her, but I may know her better than she knows herself. And the biggest
We
problem
find
she has right now is that she doesn't think she can beat me. And if she doesn't think she can beat me, she can't.
that's a good point too. All right. Well, we find out in 3 weeks from tomorrow night at Immortal what the case will be. Let's switch now to you will have to defend the men's championship. However, we are nowhere close to knowing who the opponent will be. We can go through the list of the 5 people remaining in the arsenal if you'd like and discuss them.
If you wish. I know who one of them is.
Well, there are 5 remaining in the arsenal right now. 3 of them are former men's champions in their own right. Right now, the first one on the list, Strangleheart.
Regardless of who's on the list, I'm actually pulling for him to win so that I can claw back his fluke win over me to take me out of this tournament.
That's fair. That's fair. He did. That's true. He did get you. He did knock you out of in the round 3 to move on. He just beat Ken Costa to move on. He will face the Undertaker.
That's a
Also,
good match.
also a former 2-time men's champion.
That is a good match, and I'll be honest, I don't see Strangleheart getting past the Undertaker.
Well, we would have said the same thing when we saw the match between you and Strangleheart.
That is fair, and Strangleheart has been known to be very, very lucky.
I've come to find that when Strangleheart really wants something, he gets it. I mean, if he wants to win this arsehole, I have a feeling he's more than capable of doing it. Especially after a win over you, I think definitely his confidence is high. So we will see. Next up, Blake Effin Bradley.
Well, no love lost there, obviously, but I mean, not unexpected to see him move this far along a tournament.
No, not a former men's champion though. So, but still, a match between you and Blake would be another big feather in the immortal cap. There, more money to be made. But the other 2, of course, you are very familiar with. The first one, the unsettled Chris Cage, a man who has beat you for titles in the past.
But not recently.
Fair point. And then, of course, the last one. And if this were to come to fruition, good Lord, Immortal would just be. I might as. I might as well get my rake ready for the cash because the Paragon of Greatness also still in this tournament, and we could see once again the Immortal Griffith versus the Paragon of Greatness
At my pay-per-view.
at your pay-per-view.
I guess I have to ask, you see him out there. Hey, Paragon, are you going to be ready to have that many matches in one night? Just saying.
It could happen. It could happen. So those are the 5 remaining that we know could possibly challenge you for the men's championship at Immortal. And I think just about every single one of them is a marquee matchup. So looking forward to it. No doubt about it. With that being said, anything to say about Immortal and what you? Let's talk about the Hall of Fame. Why not?
Sure, let's do that.
You're looking forward to who's going to be named to this year's Hall of Fame?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out how I get my 4th ring. That's what.
I don't know.
Well, you see this one here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. First ring ever handed out. See this one here? First ring ever handed out for someone to have 2 rings. And you see this one here? First ring ever handed out for someone to have 3 rings. I feel like I got a trend going, but I got this pinky here just waving in the wind, empty, naked. I just feels like I need to rectify that.
You said pinky, right?
I did.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Normally we don't like seeing things flailing in the wind, but anyways, okay. Well, I don't think it's going to happen.
But that aside, me aside, which I know is difficult to do, put me aside. But me aside, I'm always excited about this. I think it's a time where we get to really recognize the talent and efforts that people have put in currently and previously into the RAWF that has made it the powerhouse that it is today. And I've seen a lot of interesting commentary from the locker room about who they think maybe should be considered. I don't necessarily agree with all of the comments and takes, but I'm happy to see that people have very strong opinions on this matter and can do their best to try to explain why. It's not just it should be Bob, and then that's the end of it, because that's pointless. That doesn't help anyone. Although, for the record, Bob the cameraman absolutely should be in the Hall of Fame. For his amazing, consistent work for the company. But I highly doubt we're going to have a cameraman wing. So, although, we could. I'm just saying, we should consider that, a cameraman wing. What, no? You don't like that idea?
No,
Doc,
no, I really don't.
Maybe? Because then Doc could go in. No, all right, fine. But I've been thinking about who I will probably be suggesting. I got a couple names I'm rolling around. There's one name I know I will be putting forward, but I want to really get my thoughts together before I make any suggestions.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. And folks, if anybody else wants to make suggestions, the Hall of Fame suggestion scene is still open and will be for a little while still. Feel free to put in your opinions if you haven't already. And there's been a lot of them. So, Griffith, any final thoughts on what's coming up? Who do you have tomorrow? That's a good question.
I believe you said Stormtrooper of Death. Well, not you. Randy said Stormtrooper of Death.
Yeah, okay. So
That's
really not much.
Night.
That's a pretty easy night tomorrow in Dublin. Are you enjoying Dublin? Are you looking forward to St. Patrick's Day?
Well, I shouldn't say I always love it here. I've had some pretty miserable times here in Ireland over the centuries. But in recent years, when I'm here with Maeve, I always have a lovely time. It's fun, yeah. And being in any country when they have one of their biggest holidays of the year is always fun. It's very rare that that's not fun.
Indeed. Been looking forward to this for weeks, so I guess I'll see you out there whenever the party starts on Monday.
Monday, yeah, see. Correct.
Elvacan, anything you'd like to ask the Immortal One before we let him go?
Nope, I'm good.
All right.
He ponders it before he's like, I don't have anything. Like he just
Well,
time.
I mean,
you noticed every time.
Yeah, every time. He has to think about it. Appreciate it. All right. Thank you, Griffith. We will talk to you again in a couple of weeks. When we, I guess, a couple of weeks. I think we're going to be in Berlin. Could be wrong. Yes, we'll be in Berlin. Paris is next week, and then Berlin. All right. So we'll see you in Berlin in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely. That'll be a blast.
All right. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, he has challenged Bruiser Omega to a buried alive match, but I hear that it might be more than what we knew of initially. Let's talk to.
Dark winds blow through the night. Ravens scream an eerie sight. Shadows dance in the moon's pale light. Soul Reaper walks no respite. Cloak of dread he wears so tight. Eyes like fire in the darkest night. Whispers echo, hearts in fright. Soul Reaper's call, no end in sight. Cloak of dread he wears so tight. Eyes like fire in the darkest night. Whispers echo, hearts in fright. Soul Reaper's call, no end in sight. He takes the lost, no remorse. Guides them on the final.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Celtic Nightmare, the Soul Reaper, calling in from his nearby home, just outside of Dublin.
So yeah,
Reaper,
you were
good
right
evening.
about the about the buried alive match, but the other one that I'm going to have at Immortal, I'm going to make that clearer tomorrow. But it's one hint I'll drop about it. It's an anarchist I know very well. More details will come on Superstars.
Oh.
And as for tomorrow, Maeve, are you still in here?
Well, looking.
So given that it's
that's
St.
how I am,
Patrick's Day
love.
weekend, what do you say to a special challenge match tomorrow? Shillelagh on a pole.
I'll say that sounds like the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
St. Patrick's Day street fight?
Why on earth would I want to celebrate being home
I don't know,
by
I
getting
guess 'cause you're
in another
Irish
fight when I've already
and-
got one on the match?
That's stereotyping.
And I know the Irish
I'm
love
Irish.
to fight.
That is true. I mean, you do you, and you have fun celebrating St. Patrick's Day and however you see fit. I'm gonna be spending it with my friends and family, and not nursing off a hangover from a shillelagh on a pole match or a street fight or whatever other weird convoluted thing you can come up with. I don't have this bizarre compulsion that you have to go out and
enough.
look for more people to kick me arse.
Destroyer, since you said Maeve is scared,
So,
which I know
will
she's not. because-
decline. Thank you.
How about you? Yeah, she's the one who's saying that Maeve is scared.
Who you asking? Destroyer?
How about you, Destroyer? Do you want to Say is St. Patrick's Day street fight tomorrow? Yeah,
I mean, that sounds yes-ish.
All right.
All right.
You got it.
Who did Randy say I would?
You got your match.
Say I had tomorrow. I didn't catch that.
Let me look at the notes here.
Oh no.
Yeah, you have the unsettled Chris Cage. Have fun. You should have a very fun day tomorrow here in Dublin.
You sure you want another match?
You might have wanted to stay put, but you do like putting your or shot.
I've got a great idea, boss man. Since he loves borrowing trouble, why don't you make it a 2-on-1 match and let Destroyer and her lad face him at the same time?
As wonderful as I thought that might be, babe, I think I'll just let it go as what it is. He's got.
That's just me.
Breathe, boss.
Good job. Well, I mean, what a way to prepare for your buried alive match by possibly by having to dodge bullets and whatnot tomorrow.
Nope, not touching that.
Nah. Edit. I hear she's ordering a bullet with your name on it
now
right
she's
now.
She's all friends with Mama Moose.
So have fun with that.
Have to deal with that too now. I just had to open my damn mouth. Uh-oh.
What size shoe do you wear? What size shoe do you wear? I hope it fits in your mouth. Yep. Reaper, good luck to you tomorrow. We'll talk more about the buried alive match at another time. I think we need to see if you survive tomorrow before we go any further. So, good luck, sir.
Yep.
You might. Have a good night, Reaper.
I'm gonna need it.
You need to get your rest. You're gonna need all the energy you. Yep. All right, that was the Celtic Nightmare of the Soul Reaper, ladies and gentlemen. Gee, he does love getting himself into situations, does he not, O'Regan?
Look, I've tried. I tried. He's worse than Randy. Randy at least listens or hears me, but doesn't listen. I don't even think Soul Reaper hears me.
No, I don't think he hears anybody but himself. At any rate, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to talk to the reigning, defending RAWF World Heavyweight Champion. We now know his opponent in the main event at Immortal. Let's find out what he's thinking at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
Once upon a time, an abomination. He walked on water and he conquered nations. Could have ruled forever, but he lost his patience. Look at me now, paragon of greatness. First of the fallen and last of the old gods. No use fighting because you can't beat those cold odds. Beginning of time and the end of days. Civilizations crumble under his gaze. Alpha and Omega, the wrath of the God King. Paragon of greatness, about to pin you in that ring. Once upon a time, an abomination. He walked on water and he conquered nations. Could have ruled forever, but he lost his patience. Look at me now, paragon of greatness. Eons ago, before time existed, they lived in the heavens and the rain persisted.
Ladies and gentlemen, the P to the O to the G. Big Purple, the Paragon of Greatness. Good evening, Paragon.
Good evening, Amadeus, and here we are just a few weeks away from the biggest show of the year, and I gotta say, I'm absolutely pumped. I saw what was going on this last week, and I can't believe it. I'm going into Immortal, and I'm gonna do exactly the same thing that I did at Unyielding. I'm gonna beat the hell out of Simply the Best and retain my championship.
Are you okay?
What? Yeah? What? Why?
Have you been drinking Star Fuel?
Yeah, they have a pretty actually solid grape, but I don't understand the question.
You are not defending the title against SCB.
I thought that if I could just say that and manifest it, that it would be true.
You know very good and well who you are defending the title against at Immortal 12.
Do I have to, though?
See? Contractually.
Yep.
But do you know how much I'm having to deal with right now as it is with the stupid fucking shark being in the main event and the Platinum Dragon Championship match? And this is before either of those matches are decided. Just having the matches, do you know how much shit that I have to deal with?
Do tell. We want to hear. Inquiring minds want to know.
Inquiring minds think they want to know. They don't want to know about the level of trolling that this... Now, look, as much fun as it is to make fun of Killer Neptune, I can talk about how he's the often considered the runt of the Opaque clan. He's never been the world champion, all of that. I've always been, while playfully insulting him, the greatest champion of Killer Neptune. He's virtually every achievement that I've ever gotten, Killer Neptune's gotten the same thing. And he doesn't get the recognition or the praise that he deserves for it. He's looked at largely as kind of a comedy gimmick. He's kind of treated like a joke. He's often kind of put in the background of the Opaque Brotherhood, despite the fact that easily he's the second most accomplished member of this. And it's not just here in RAWF, it's outside of RAWF. I can't imagine what it's like to be Killer Neptune. He's done the things in this company, but he's done all of the things outside of this company too. Over 20 USL wins, Wrestler World Cup, Tag Mania, all of these major events, never even looked at on the radar of like an unstoppable Hall of Fame. For what reason? I don't understand. It seems like he does constantly get overlooked, treated like he's not on the same level that his achievements have absolutely shown that he is. That said, I mean, I do know, and I hate to admit it, I do know why Killer Neptune is put in the boat that he's in. One, and I'm not going to dwell on that too much, there are things that are said about Killer Neptune behind the scenes that are simply untrue, that have kind of always hindered him. And the other thing is that he's unfortunate in that his entire life and career, he's had to face comparisons to Paragon of Greatness. And I think that people tend to look at him as the dorky little brother as opposed to a genuine absolute star on his own, and that's a little bit my fault. What I can say, and what I am absolutely unequivocally dead serious about, is that when it comes to Immortal, the thing that I believe in the most is a great story and that fairy tale ending. We dwelled on that a little bit earlier today, how I love to have a good setup of a long, important match with a great story behind it. The reality is, for me, that fairy tale ending came a little bit early. Jingle Hell Rock, I finally got this RAWF World Heavyweight Championship after 6 long years of pursuit, and that leaves a question mark when it was coming into Immortal as to how was I going to tie up this story? How was this tale that I was weaving going to meet a better ending? And the fact of the matter is, there is a fairy tale ending that's on the table at Immortal, and it's not with Paragon of Greatness walking away with the World Heavyweight Championship. The fairy tale ending at this pay-per-view would be for Killa Neptune. Long-suffering Killa Neptune, treated like a joke, the little brother that's always been the punchline, never been the world champion, who has watched everyone else in his Hall of Fame faction win that championship. 2 of them in the main event of Immortal, for him to finally have his moment against the man that he's constantly compared to and is forced to live in the shadow of. It is the absolute perfect fairy tale ending, and it's very upsetting to me that such a little fucking troll has it set up so perfectly, because I'm acutely aware of the fact that at Immortal, maybe a bit by default, you know, I'm the spoiler in this story. I'm kind of the bad guy, and it's not a place that I like to be, but I know who people want to win this match. I know who is the inspirational and heartwarming story, and I know that's not me.
Well, I don't mean to. I know earlier I said I had a feeling that this could be Killa's moment, if you will. And, that doesn't mean I'm rooting against you necessarily, because I'm not. Because for me, there's really no losers or winners. It's business. But how do I? We knew that at one point or another, Killa was going to be world champion. We didn't even think it would take this long. Would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, absolutely. He's been in this company for as long as I have, and I think that a lot of people would have predicted that world championship be 7-8 years ago. So, absolutely.
And it is not out of the realm of possibility, because we've seen him beat you for titles before. Not the World Heavyweight Championship, not on this big stage, but we have seen it happen.
I mean, just in the last recent history, we saw myself defeat him for the Platinum Dragon Championship, only for him to defeat me immediately back. As far as I'm concerned, we're 1-1 in recent title matches, and that's a bit daunting.
So, why I say that I think he may have your number at Immortal is not about me wanting it. It's about me having this feeling that something special is going to happen for him at Immortal 12. El Vacant, what are your thoughts? Anything you want to ask or chime in here?
I'm just going to go back to kind of maybe getting someone's head on a little straight about this match. I'm like, I might be the bad guy. If you don't beat him, you will deal with an endless barrage of that. What did you call him? Fucking troll bullshit. For the rest of eternity. And if that is not motivation enough for you to go out there and beat his own ass with his own leg after you rip it off his body, I don't know what is.
Absolutely got to pull some Owen Hart stuff there, kick his leg out from under his leg. But you're not wrong. some people are going to have to deal with the annoying Killer Neptune trolling if he wins that title. I will have to deal with it when we're at RAWF shows in my personal life, and I will have to deal with it far after my wrestling career is over. I will still be dealing with
You
Killer
will be
Neptune.
sitting in a room somewhere watching TV, and that little shit will pop up outside your window, rap on it, and go, "Ha ha! I beat you."
God, I don't even want to know what kind of surprises could pop up for me.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me you won't do that.
You're 100% right. Look, I'm not gonna pretend like I'm the sentimental favorite in this match. I know that I'm not. But there's a difference between being confident that you're going to have the fan support that you usually have in a match like this and being confident that you're going to win. And the fact of the matter is that while we are 1-1 in recent matches, Killer Neptune doesn't have a great history against myself, and this pay-per-view, more than any, it's time for me to set things right. That's been the narrative I've been trying to push forward for the entire year. I spent a long time, a really, really long time, sitting on the sidelines, basically in self-imposed exile because of my personal anxiety issues and kind of this desire to let other people have their moments. And I've realized over this last year it's time to pick things up, prove that I am what I say that I am, and go out and do the thing. I did that at Jingle Hell Rock, and now there's another wrong that needs to be corrected. We know very well my history of main eventing Immortal. I've done so for almost every Immortal since I've been in this company, and I'm not so stellar on that record in the main events, though. The last time that I won in the main event of Immortal? Johnny Platinum at Immortal 5. That's how long ago it's been. I think it's time to right this ship, turn things around, and Killer Neptune, unfortunately, is the person that's in that position. But it is, and I cannot stress this enough, a match that means more this year to me, to Killer Neptune. This is not just Immortal. It's something much greater for us, more than brother versus brother, more than the biggest show of the year, more than the RAWF World Championship even. I'm gonna step outside of the. I'm gonna have to, in order to explain what I mean, I'm gonna have to go a little bit off the rails here for a second, but I think that it is important. This has been a very trying year for the Opaque household. We've had a lot of lows throughout the year, and I kind of hinted and alluded to that a number of times over this past year. It's been a tough personal time behind the scenes, and thankfully, what I can say is that it does look like the light has finally come upon this year, because throughout most of this year, we've taken a lot of solace in RAWF. It's been our one place we can go to find the things that we get joy in, because earlier in the year, the Opaque matriarch, our mother, had been diagnosed with cancer, and we'd been dealing with a very long and arduous journey with her throughout that amount of time. And I can say, thankfully and gratefully, that we are a lucky family, much luckier than some, and we've managed to see through to the other end of that. and our mother, as of last week, has been cleared and been declared cancer-free. And I think that having our mother be able to happily once again talk to us about that silly wrestling that you two seem to love to do, and see the smile on her face as the sibling rivalry and trash talk kind of flows in our personal lives, it makes it a much more special occasion for both of us, that we're finally out of the darkness. And what do we find when we walk out of the darkness? The main event of Immortal against each other. It couldn't be a better situation for both of us. And while I am gonna be furious if that troll wins the championship, I understand that this is a moment for family, and it couldn't be at a better place than the main event of Immortal to have this story come to its peak.
All right. Well, briefly before we let you go, Paragon, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention that you also have another match at Immortal 12. Not to, not to shadow that match at all, because Ken Costa's coming and he wants revenge. He wants redemption. He wants to show that he does belong with the elite in RAWF at Immortal 12 in this steel cage match. Talk to me about facing Ken Costa.
Oh, we go from one heartwarming moment of inspiration to something entirely different. Ken is somebody that I believe in. From the moment that he debuted here in RAWF, I thought that he had the potential to be something special, and I've done everything that I can to encourage him and help him along. Unfortunately, Ken doesn't seem to be grateful for the platform that he's been given. This isn't just myself, the people here on After Hours, yourself, Al Vacant, many of the regulars here have had nothing but very kind things to say about Ken Costa, yet he continues to live in this world where he feels like the advice that he's given shouldn't be listened to, that the platform that he's been given isn't enough, that he holds these grudges anytime that he's predicted to lose a match when he is the clear underdog and acts as though he is being slighted for mistreatment because people don't think that he's at a position that is beyond where he actually is. I've tried to extend my hand a number of times to Ken Costa in an effort to help him along, speed up the process, get him to the place that I think that he can be earlier than he would naturally get there. And yet that doesn't seem like enough for Ken. He consistently takes the lessons and the praise that are given to him and throws them back in people's faces, while taking any opportunity that he can to fixate on the negativity. And I still believe in Ken Costa. I genuinely do. But I think that it's time for some tough love. I think that it's time for a more harsh lesson to be taught, because there are people that would absolutely kill to have the position and the platform that Ken Costa has been given, and he's squandered it every single time. So it's come Immortal. It's time for a rude awakening for Ken Costa. He's got to either get out of his own way, or he's never going to make it where people have seen that he should be able to.
All right. Well, Paragon, we 3 weeks away. Biggest pay-per-view of the year versus your brother versus Ken Costa. You got 3 weeks. We'll talk to you in a couple of weeks about it in Berlin. All right.
All right.
All right. So, L Vacant.
See.
Again, it's going to be one of the greatest pay-per-views ever. But now we get to discuss the Midnight Hobo Championship with the challenger to the Midnight Hobo Championship with the legend herself, the Moist Maker.
Yo, step into the ring, feel the heat, feel the fight. It's Destroyer coming at you, dressing all black tonight. Smooth talking, body working, got the crowd on your feet. Call you dog, they call me Dean, don't you dare get in deep. Tequila sipping, moist making, booty popping, sin. Did I come to make friends? Nah, I came to win. The things I whisper in your ear, secrets high and low. It's a single playground, baby, this is a danger zone. No, black shades, black heart, beating strong. Tequila dog, drinking all night long. Gotta play tough away for those who cross the line. Mess with Destroyer, on your out of your mind. In the ring, on the mic, I'm a force you can't deny. Every man's vision, a badass woman looking fine. So step aside, dolls, and let D take the reins. Destroyers in the house, this is my game.
Ladies and gentlemen, Destroyer now joining us here on After Hours. D, how are you tonight?
I'm doing awesome. How are you guys?
Doing wonderful. Apparently, El Vacant wasn't aware of that name being.
I'm not even sure I want to elucidate on that nickname. I don't want to know what or who or how. What? No.
Vacant. Look at your screen. What do you see?
I mean, I see legendary boobies.
Don't that make you moist?
I don't have those parts.
You
know how guys
That's where it
work.
comes from.
That's not.
At any rate. Yep, he's blushing. He's definitely blushing.
Almost got him quiet.
All right. Well, D, it's been a very.
All right, I was having a flash. You had me look at the picture, and then I remembered what you did a couple weeks ago, and I got a little lost in thought. Sorry.
It has been a very eventful past couple weeks for you, since well, actually, Unyielding ended up being very eventful. Finding out who the stalker was, and then finding out that Mama Moose was actually a friend rather than a foe. Talk to me about that night now that you had a few weeks to reflect on it.
Well, let's see. I can honestly say thank you for not helping me in your company. You know, keep the crazies out. Appreciated that. I don't think Cage is too happy with you. You know, with all the people you hire, the cameramen, all this sort of stuff, you know. You kind of got to do some background checks. Those are important.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm going to tighten up security on that. I promise.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that.
No problem.
But you know what, Mama Moose always thought she was a friend. I don't think there was any doubt about that. I think she always figured we were friends. I don't think, you know, she's kind of like Hobo, not too smart, you know, because she's a moose. And yeah, so I don't think she really realized that I really wanted to kill her because she just leaves a mess everywhere and she's kind of annoying and stuff. And so she had been seeing me around a lot as I was trying to catch her. And yeah, so that night when JT kind of cornered me, threw me off there, I wasn't expecting that. I just had my mind on getting to my tag partner and with Magnificent Michael and letting him know what's going on. So JT really threw me off. And thankfully Mama Moose was there.
Yeah, indeed. It was definitely a surprise ending to a very a very stressful time. So I'm glad it got resolved. I'm sorry we didn't know about this JT guy, and yeah, we will be doing background checks from now on. So I do apologize for that, but in the midst of all this, you managed to get yourself an opportunity at the Midnight Hobo Championship at Immortal 12, taking on Nightcrawler. So, first of all, you have been, I'm sure you know by now what Midnight Hobo is, right?
Yes, because I believe Cage was Midnight Hobo champion not long ago.
Okay, so it's been a title that's been in RAWF for since day one, and yeah, it's very coveted. So talk to me about facing Nightcrawler Immortal 12.
I don't face him very often. We were in a stable once before. He's interesting. He's not to be underestimated, but I typically don't underestimate anybody other than myself. So it'll be a good match, I think. He's a tough one to read, but I think it'll be a good match.
I think so too. It's the whole card from top to bottom, but that one is also very intriguing. I can't wait to see what happens, and certainly good luck to you. Now earlier, Soul Reaper making his little challenge for a Dublin street fight. You did officially accept, correct? You didn't. You,
Sure, I don't even know what I accepted. What am I accepting? I'm accepting a
oh,
match with Soul Reaper, right?
it's a hardcore match. You don't mind hardcore.
Sure.
All right.
You just look at her and say you don't mind hardcore.
Well, there are some people out there that are like, no hardcore. I don't do, and so.
Oh, we call that vanilla where I'm from.
Right?
I'm quite comfortable with hardcore.
Good.
I
Excellent.
believe that.
So that is official, but that means you will have two matches tomorrow. That one will not be your rankings match against Soul Reaper. That's just a little fun for you.
Sure.
But you're taking on Extreme Enigma, the reigning multimedia champion tomorrow. Non-title, of course, but thoughts of facing Enigma tomorrow in Dublin.
Oh, if there was only any way that we could make it where if I win, he shuts up.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah,
We've tried that.
Right?
We've tried that before. He always wins those matches.
It's unbelievable. I figure, you know what? The greatest time in Wrestler Unstoppable in 2024 was, I don't even know what the story was behind it, but Blake Bradley couldn't talk. And I was like, this is the best thing that's ever happened in this whole world.
Well, see, that's what we're saying.
Wonderful.
It was Enigma versus Blake Bradley. The winner had to shut up for a while.
See, that's how stupid Blake is. You can't beat Enigma to get him to shut up. But I guess we can't complain because at least one of them did.
There you go. Yeah, absolutely. But so with that being said, first of all, and finding out that you and Chris Cage are a thing. When did this start? Or am I prying?
I mean, you are prying.
You're not asking me the private you're not asking me the private questions Cy wants answers to. But oh boy, we started back in August. I'm gonna say, big bro. It was a while. It was good. Do you want details? Vacant.
That's a trick question.
Yeah.
Yes, didn't see that.
We hooked up back in August. He kept pushing me to join RAWF, and I wouldn't until Big Bro was over.
Well, I would like to thank Chris Cage for talking you into it, because you have been terrific. It's been a pleasure so far watching you in RAWF. Not just because of the pictures, but just because I've been wanting you in RAWF for a long time. So I'm glad we got it.
And you've never asked me.
That's true, but I don't typically go after people. I go and ask people. I don't typically recruit. I more just let them. They want to come, they come. If you build it, they will come. That's the way I've always built it.
Interesting. And I would have thought then you would have maybe sent your lapdog, Griffith, to come get me, but he didn't show up either.
I'd be careful there.
No. At any rate, glad to have you, and we'll hopefully talk more with you before the big match at Immortal for the Midnight Hobo Championship. You do realize you get a case of Midnight Hobo with that every month if you
I'm
win the
not even
title.
100% sure what that is. Is it? I don't know. I've heard
The
of it, but I
devil's
don't really know what
booze.
it
That's
is.
what it is.
Ooh, come on.
You
It can't
remember
be any worse.
you remember a clown named Shifty?
Yeah.
It's his concoction. And he wasn't allowed to give out the recipe because it violated national security.
Oh, nice. I'm going to love that. I can add tequila to it.
That doesn't sound like a good. I mean, I'm all for adding tequila to things, but I don't know if that's a good plan.
No, I think it's a good plan. I think it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it.
And I do.
LA,
If you do win,
before I go,
yes.
sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you do win the title, I highly recommend you and Chris Cage share a bottle of the pink Midnight Hobo.
Oh yeah, the different flavors. We'll call it flavors. Apparently have different side effects. We'll go with that.
Okay. Well, I don't need any extra help, but I don't want to kill the guy.
I mean, true enough. All right, so you wanted to say something, D.
I don't give out compliments very often because nobody really deserves them. So when I do actually give one out, you really do deserve it. I will say, LA, I've been in Unstoppable for 17 years. And I've seen some pretty good companies come and go. NLW, great company. Saints and Sinners, great company. These are old companies. I've seen some good ones come and go throughout the years. And different ones to a degree. But I will say that RAWF has been by far easily in my top 3 in the 17 years that I've been in Unstoppable. And you've got a really good format. You're very consistent. You're very unique. I think it's, you got some people here that have a lot of potential. And it's great to see some creative minds out there.
And Destroyer,
So,
I take
kudos
that
to
as
you.
knowing a little bit about the history you've had in Unstoppable, that you have been part of some great companies. I take that as a high compliment, no doubt about it. Thank you very much. That I
You're
take
very
that to
welcome.
heart. But with that being said, D, I appreciate your time, and good luck to you tomorrow against Soul Reaper. Not sure you'll need that one. But and definitely 3 weeks from tomorrow night, Midnight Hobo Championship, Nightcrawler. Good luck to you there too.
Thanks, doll.
All right, that was the legend herself, Destroyer, and El Vacant. I do believe she is going to show everybody in RAWF. I think she already has the legend that she is, but I think she's going to continue to build on it here in RAWF. What are your thoughts?
She has talked a good game, and for the most part, she's been, walking that game too. So we'll see, I guess, how things progress.
Indeed. All right. Well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time for this evening. As I said, we will not be here next week. We will return in 2 weeks' time. But for all of you that are going to celebrate the St. Patrick's holiday on Monday, please do so safely. Please do so responsibly and have a good time. So happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone. We will talk to you in 2 weeks' time. El Vacant, any final thoughts?
Buy more tacos.
Of course. This has been RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network. See you again in 2 weeks, folks.
fall, that's the only way. In Food Bar City, there's hell to pay. Food Bar City, no turning back. No rules, no kings, just the world gone black. Fists like hammers, streets run red. Step inside and you're already dead. To the underground pits, where broken men crawl, but nobody quits. The killers, the ones after rust. Every soul here is taking their shot. Still needs bone, fist and skin. No second chances, no way to win. You fight or you fall, that's the only way. In Food Bar City, there's hell to pay. Food Bar City, no turning back. No rules, no kings, just the world gone black. Fists like hammers, streets run red. Step inside and you're already dead. From the alleys to the underground pits, where broken men crawl, but nobody quits. The dealers, the killers, the ones left to rot. Every soul here is taking their shot. Still needs bone, fist and skin. No second chances, no way to win. You fight or you fall, that's the only way. In Food Bar City, there's hell to pay. Food Bar City, no turning back. No rules, no kings, just the world gone black. Fists like hammers, streets run red. Step inside and you're already dead. There's no escape, no way out. Once you're in, you're stuck in the bout. So we get buried, the strong take hold. In Food Bar City, the brave grow cold. No kings, no rules, no gods above. Just fists, just fire, just pain and blood.